This is Math Lesson Part 1 for May 5th, 2020. You will need your math book, a pencil, and an eraser. Please turn to page 315. Today we're going to talk about angles. It shows you here that a ray is part of a line that has one endpoint, which is the dot, and continues forever in one direction. This arrow means it goes on forever to infinity. To draw a ray, make an arrow to show that it goes on forever. So it has one endpoint that's a dot and then an arrow showing that it goes on forever. Two line segments or two rays that meet at an endpoint form an angle. So this is a segment. It has a dot, no arrow. And this is a segment. It has a dot, no arrow. And where they meet is called an angle. Or you can have two rays that do go on forever that meet at an angle. An angle that forms a square corner is called a right angle. I also tell students, think of the corner of a paper or a book page. That corner is a right angle, also known as a 90-degree angle. Some angles are smaller than a right angle. You can see this is sharper and smaller than the corner of a book page. That's called an acute angle, A-C-U-T-E. Some angles are larger than a right angle. You can see this is wider or larger than the corner of a book page. This is also known as an obtuse angle, O-B-T-U-S-E. These angles are named with a letter in the corner, and we use capital letters. So this angle is labeled V, this angle is labeled W, this is X, this is Y, this is Z. Which of these angles are right angles, like the corner of a book? This doesn't look like the corner of a book. This does, so I'll write W. Not a corner of a book, not a corner of a book, not a corner of a book. Which are smaller than a right angle? Smaller than this, pointier than this, not that one. Ooh, this looks smaller than a book corner page. I'll put an X here. This looks smaller. I'll put a Y here. No, not that one. Which of the angles are larger than a right angle or book page? Well, V, no, no, yes, and Z. Flip it over. Triangles can be described by the type of angle. For example, a right triangle has one corner that's just like a book page. That's called a right triangle. Some triangles have angles smaller than a right angle or larger than a right angle. Use triangles K, L, and M to do numbers 4 through 6. Which of these triangle letters, you'll write the letter, has one right angle like a book page? Which has three angles smaller than a right angle, and which has one angle larger than a right angle? Write the letters. That is part 1.